Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be discussing Tesla stock and of course, as always, doing our daily transparency update with a portfolio. So if you're new here, all that means is that we talk about our gains and losses for every single stock market day, whether I have a huge loss with a portfolio and we're over minus $20,000, or whether it's a huge gain day where I'm up 15K. Regardless, I still show my portfolio for every single stock market day, unless something comes up that I'm usually doing a portfolio review. So as always, if y'all do appreciate the transparency with a portfolio, and of course just enjoy these Tesla videos, then please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out. And so just getting into this portfolio for today, as you can see, the current value is $151,461.28, and we are currently up 5.04% for Tesla stock. Mainly, for those that are new here, Tesla stock is pretty much 99.99% of my portfolio. So this is basically kind of similar to how Tesla performed today, aside from like these two free stocks. So I'm up 5.04%. That is a $7,305.64 gain. And then in the after hours, we are currently in the negative at minus 0.57%. That is minus $867.50. And I think it's currently just a little over 6 p.m. right now, so we still have a little bit left in after hours. It's like 6:20 p.m. So as you can see, we had a pretty solid day for Tesla stock, a really solid gain. I mean, pretty much any day where you have a 5% gain, or as it says right here, counting after hours, around 4.44%. Any day that you have a significant gain like that, that's definitely something to be thankful for. And so I just want to say a big congrats to anyone that held through this most recent pullback for Tesla stock. Keep in mind that it's still not over with yet, and we could possibly see a downturn happening, over these next couple of weeks. But still, I just want to say props to the people that didn't change their investing mindset and didn't get emotional with their investments when it came to Tesla stock dropping like 12% in one day, and then the day before that dropping as well. So this really paid off for a lot of the people that bought the dip on Tesla and also just simply held as well. So I tried to emphasize holding Tesla stock in one of my portfolio reviews on the day that it dropped like 12%. I think I lost around $20,000 in that one day, and I noticed with the comment sections and just the general perspective on Tesla, and also on like other discussion boards on the internet, that people were just really fearful about Tesla stock dropping more in the future. And I noticed a lot of people stating that they were actually just going to sell Tesla stock at a loss. So I tried to emphasize, at least with my opinion, my perspective. Of course, anything that I say or have said in this video is not to be considered financial advice, but I tried to emphasize that Tesla is a long-term investment. So if you're buying it at this point right now, even at this $406 price tag, you pretty much need to be investing for the long term. I wouldn't recommend Tesla stock to anyone that is trying to just get some short-term gains. Honestly, I wouldn't even recommend investing to anyone that's trying to get short-term gains, because that's just not investing in my opinion. And it's a lot easier when you really start to think about it. It's a lot easier to just buy a long-term company, do enough research to where you understand whether a company is long-term or not, make some purchasing decisions based off of that, and then hold that stock for like 10 to 40 years. And then you have compound interest working for you. You don't have to worry about all of the taxable nonsense where, like, if you sell a position just to make some short-term money, you can no longer reinvest the full amount from that position. I mean, you can in the meantime, but especially if you're making short-term trades, you're going to have to pay more than just your typical capital gains tax. So you would have to pay your normal tax rate on that. So just keep in mind, for example, the fact that I haven't held Tesla for longer than a year right now means that if I was a short-term trader and decided to sell Tesla, like right at this moment in time, I would get taxed on my total return. So whatever my tax rate is for this year, I would be taxed on this $41,500 gain. And just keep in mind, in the meantime, yes, right now I could technically reinvest the wholesale, the whole market value of Tesla at 152K almost. I could reinvest that into Apple stock or another stock, but you have to realize when it comes around the time of April 15th, which is tax day of next year, that's when tax payments are due for 2020. You have to keep in mind that I'm going to owe a a tax rate on this $42,000 profit or $41,000 profit. So yes, one could invest all of this in the meantime, but you're going to have to pay a specific tax rate on this $42,000 profit if you actually decide to sell it. So like I said, if I were to sell it right now, I would have to pay, let's say, like 30% on this $42,000. So that's a pretty significant amount that's going to be added to my tax bill. So you have to think of it as in, okay, if you sell it, you're going to have to pay a certain percentage as a tax rate, which takes some money out of your profits that you would otherwise invest into the next stock that you're interested in. So basically, there's a lot of advantageous aspects of just simply being a long-term investor. For one thing, if you don't sell for a significant amount of time, you can let compound interest do its work. You don't have to worry about a taxable event until you finally sell your stock. So like I said, although a lot of people may think they're getting some nice profits on Tesla stock, I think what some of them don't realize is that, for example, if someone got like a short-term gain of $10,000 for Tesla stock and they decided to sell it, let's just estimate that they have to pay an extra $3,000 on their tax bill on April 15th. So basically, they think they can reinvest that $10,000 into the next stock, but the rude awakening is that they're going to have to come up with a $3,000 from that somehow to pay on top of everything else for their tax bill whenever it's due. So that's something to keep in mind. Whenever you sell a position, you create a taxable event, which therefore prevents you from being able to maximize your investment. So like I've emphasized with long-term investing, right now, of course, if I sold, I would have a certain amount of this be taxable. And so I'm letting compound interest do its work on what would be taxable if I sold this position right now. So like I said, for example, let's say you made a $10,000 profit on Tesla stock. You could either sell that position and basically reinvest $7,000 into the next stock, or you could actually just hold on to that $10,000 gain position and let compound interest do its work over like the next 10 years or the next 20 years. And by the time you're ready to sell, then compound interest has just absolutely done all the work and done all that grinding for you and made you a lot of money because you decided not to sell and not to be a short-term investor. And yes, I know I went on a tangent right there, but I think that's a pretty valuable piece of information just about investing in general. In these portfolio updates, I try to drop some nuggets of information, especially as we continue to get new viewers here. So I think that's really important to consider, and it still relates to Tesla stock in the sense that I see a lot of people sometimes just chasing short-term gains with Tesla instead of actually just buying the stock and holding it for the long term. So you get someone that gets like a 20% profit in a short amount of time, and obviously they get a little bit tempted to just go ahead and cash out. But what they don't realize is if they cash out, it automatically becomes a taxable event, and therefore they can't reinvest as much as they think they can because they're going to owe a certain amount by April 15th of the next year. I mean, technically they can reinvest the initial investment and the profit, but they're still going to have to come up with whatever the amount is for that taxable rate for the profit whenever it's tax time. So this is just one of the many reasons why I'm a long-term investor and why I actually like to go after these long-term stocks. But like I said, Tesla is still one of those stocks where if you're just looking for some short-term money, it might not be the best for you because we know that it's volatile. We know that it could go pretty much anywhere in the short term, but the long-term vision is what matters. So if you don't see yourself holding Tesla stock at least like 10 years or somewhere near that time frame, then this is one of those that might not be the best option for you, because really I think the best way to maximize the amount of money that I make on Tesla stock is to simply just hold it for the long term, buy the dips, buy when I have cash, and then I'll likely be satisfied much farther on into the future and really appreciate the fact that I took on the mindset of long-term investing and just totally went with it. But anyways, like I said, we got a pretty solid day for Tesla. As you can see, we started out at plus 1.75% in the pre-market. Then once we hit the normal market hours, it started out at plus 1.42%, pretty much surged up from that point. We hit this point at 9:40 a.m. and then we had some volatility pretty much throughout the rest of the day. And then within that last hour from 3 to 4 p.m., we did see a little bit of an incline in the market as well for Tesla stock. And so for the after hours, like I said, we're currently down in the red. But regardless, that doesn't necessarily predict what Monday is going to be like. A lot of things can change over the weekend. But still, I just want to say big congrats to those who decided to hold Tesla stock, and especially those who took advantage of Tesla stock being at a discount. So anyways, just to go ahead and run through the numbers for today for Tesla stock. We've already covered it pretty much with a portfolio update, but we can see the totals here. As you can see, I'm at plus 4.57% combining both the normal market hours and the after hours. That's plus $6,621.39. And then for the total return, we are at a plus 37.48% gain, and that is plus $41,334.28. Keep in mind that my total return percentage, the gain percentage, has gone down significantly. At one point I was at like plus 120%, but as you all know, I am continuing to buy Tesla stock. So when I do that and I add to my position, then it lowers the gain percentage. But just to show you all just the past year for my portfolio, I'm still up around 65.28%. That is a gain of $59,892.20. So definitely a solid year for me so far. As you all can see, 1 year and all time are pretty much the same thing, considering that I started investing with Robinhood on December 2nd. So a really great day for Tesla stock. And so like I said, I went on a little bit of a tangent, but I really wanted to emphasize the value in long-term investing, and where investing in Tesla really complements that concept, where they pretty much go hand in hand, where Tesla is a long-term stock, and then also I'm a long-term investor. With Tesla being a long-term stock, you can really just take advantage of that compound interest, which is something that I love. So that's basically using both the interest from your initial investment and your gains. And as you all have recognized from that, most likely, my gains have started to get much bigger and much more significant, where we have multiple thousands of dollars in gains or losses every single day. And that's because of compound interest, because it is doing like whatever the percentage is, gains or losses, whatever that is each day for my portfolio, it is basing that percentage off of both my initial investment and my gains. So if we were just doing interest based on my initial investment of $92,000, then I wouldn't be making as much as the percentage based on the gains as well, which is like $152,000 at this point. So that is the big benefit of compound interest. That's why long-term investing really does put you in an advantageous position when it comes to starting to make a lot more money. So for example, eventually when I have a $3 million portfolio, if that ever does happen, then if my portfolio goes up just 1% in one day, then I will make $30,000 in that one day, just because of me growing my portfolio by depositing more money and investing more. And also, like I said, with compound interest, I can get to that number a lot easier. So once you utilize compound interest to a certain extent, you can get to where you have such a large portfolio where even a 1% change in it would make a huge difference if you actually had to withdraw those gains. So for example, like I said, with that $3 million portfolio situation, if you just wanted to withdraw 1%, you would withdraw like $30,000, which would probably last most of us a pretty long time. So I just want to emphasize that and the value of compound interest in long-term investing and how that relates to Tesla stock. But anyways, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and also feel free to check out Robinhood and Webull in the description below. If you sign up with my referral link, you'll get some free stocks, and especially with Webull right now, you can get one free stock valued up to $1,600, and to get that, all you have to do is sign up with my referral link and also deposit $100 into your account. Keep in mind, you can take that $100 right back out after you get your free stocks. So it's basically just nice passive income, free money, and it also helps support the channel as well by giving me free stocks. So thank you to anyone that has used my referral link so far. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic weekend.